Okay, is it better? Now I don't have to shout. Okay. Tonight, what about a way to start off, then start the dessert happening? Now, I'm not starting off with the dessert because it's very hard or because it's going to, be a mighty task, but what I'm going to do, why I'm doing this tonight, is because I want for you to see the process of the chia as it hardens. When I start, it's going to be very liquidy, and I'm going to leave it here, and then as we demonstrate other things, you'll notice that every now and then I'll stir it, and it'll be getting harder. As you heard, chia is an amazing seed. It's got all the omegas, 3, 6 and 9s. It's got heaps of calcium, and there's lots of reasons why we can incorporate chia in our diet. And tonight I'm just going to do a very simple demonstration, and it's so easy that your children can do it. I'm going to just use 1 tin of coconut cream. If you want it a light, you can get the light version of it. This is just an ordinary coconut cream. And 1 cup of milk, soy milk I'm using tonight, whichever soy milk of your own choice, flavour. Some people like the Vita Soy and some people like some other, so it's up to you. And I'm going to, for sweetening, I'm using the maple syrup, and I'm going to put 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Now, if you've got a sweet tooth, you can put a little more. If you don't like it so sweet, you put a bit less. So what you will sample tonight will be these quantities, and just experiment and see how you like it. And a teaspoon of the vanilla extract, or if you have vanilla paste, you can do that, just a teaspoon. And then we mix all that together, just to blend it together. Thank you. Just give it a little whisk. And now I'm using 1/2 cup of the chia seeds. Only 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup's not much. And this whole amount will be thickened up with 1/2 cup of the chia seeds. So just put it in and just give it a little stir. And I'm going to leave this sitting here. It will probably take about 20 minutes for it to firm up, 20 minutes to half an hour. But that's your chia pudding. That's all it is. Now, there is variations to this, and it's really nice with 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and 1 teaspoon of lemon rind. It's on your sheet. That's an optional, and I'm not putting it tonight because I want you to taste it as it is. But my husband and a lot of the men seem to think that lemon really gives it a nice bite. So just give it a nice stir. You can go about to your work at home, whatever else you're cooking or working, washing or whatever, and just keep coming back and just give it a little stir every now and then, and that will thicken up. So I shall leave that there, and we'll come back and finish our dessert at the end of the demonstration. But we've got some exciting things, because Susan talked about the raw foods, how they're good for you, and it's surprising what you can have by having raw foods. So we're just going to whet your appetite a little bit with some of the raw food presentation, and Amy's going to help us out with that.
Okay, thank you, Lydia, for that. And that is so easy, that chia pudding. Has anyone had that before? Yeah, a few people. That's excellent. We've had that at home a few times, and we put some of that carob powder that we have downstairs as well in it, as if it's like a chocolate substitute. So a carob chia pudding, do it at night time, night before, and in the morning we have it for breakfast, and it's such a nice breakfast. And now we have this downstairs, so it's $10 for 400 grams. Now you won't find that price anywhere else. You can try, go to Coles, go to Woolworths, you won't find it. So do stock up. It's a good price, and you can go. It takes you so far as well. So I think Amy's ready, so I'll let her present.
Okay, hello everybody. Can you hear me? Beautiful. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Raw food, it's a bit interesting to eat a lot of different vegetables raw, and me myself, I never used to think to eat raw mushrooms and to eat raw things. It's kind of a bit daunting, but when it's done in a certain way, I actually think it's quite appetizing. I did a raw food program for a few weeks and it was actually really good. So I hope you enjoy it this afternoon or this evening. We're going to start off with raw vegetable curry and a cauliflower rice. Now, if you don't want to do the cauliflower rice, you can eat the raw curry with normal rice. But this cauliflower rice is just something just different. So you just get your cauliflower and you just pop it in your food processor. It's very quick with a little pinch of salt. And I'm going to make some noise, and you just cut it up until it's a consistency of kind of rice. So here we go. As you can see, it's slowly going down and it's becoming very, very small. And that's done. So how quick and easy was that? So if you don't want to wait to cook some rice. Oh, thank you. Sorry. You can do a quick cauliflower rice and it's quite tasty. Now for the salt, you can just put as much in there as you want. If you want it a little bit more seasoned, you can put some olive oil in it, or you can put some of the chicken stock powder. You've seen us use it before. That also gives it a different taste. So that's it for the rice. Was it easy enough? Okay, now for the actual curry, I have got all the veggies. So these ones were just frozen peas. We just ran some hot water in it just to defrost them. We put our grated carrot. Now you can use whatever vegetables you like. So you don't have to stick with these, and you can use whatever quantities you like. We pop the capsicum in, the mushroom, the broccoli, and the corn. Now you can use, like I said, whatever veggies you like, or if you don't like a particular vegetable, a zucchini works really well in this as well. You just mix up all those different veggies in there, and it's very colourful, isn't it? Okay, so we mix that all up. And that's your vegetable preparation, done. Now for the curry. Sorry. Now for the sauce. We just need a blender. And in the blender, it actually doesn't really matter at what you put it in, what order you put it in, as long as it all goes in the blender. So you do your coconut cream. I tend to do the coconut cream first because that's your runny component. Pop that in. Then we do 1 cup of cashews. So, whoops. This is a 1/2 cup, so I'm going to put 2 in there. 1 cup of your cashews, and then you've got your, we'll leave the soy sauce till last so I don't ruin the tablespoon. You do 1 tablespoon of the chicken stock powder. I'll pop that there. Now this chicken stock powder has absolutely no meat in it. We've used it quite a few times, so if you want to have a look at the end of the night, you're welcome to use that. Then we do, very easy, it's a tablespoon of everything. So a tablespoon of the onion powder. If you don't have onion powder, then you can do garlic powder or you can leave it out. You can put fresh onion if you want it a bit more bitey. Put maybe a 1/4 of a fresh onion in there, it'll give it something as well. We do the 1 tablespoon of the cumin. And we do 2 tablespoons of the curry. Now, if you like it with more curry, you can do more curry in there, or you can do less if you don't like such a strong flavour. So, 1, 2, and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Oh, sorry, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. And that's it. Now we just split it all together. I didn't put turmeric actually. Can you get me the turmeric? I actually forgot to put the turmeric in, so I'll just pop that in. That just gives it a very lovely yellow colour. Whoops. So if you want it a brighter yellow, put more turmeric in it. If you don't want it such a bright yellow, put less in there and turn it back on. And that's it. Very simple, very quick. You get your vegetables and you mix it right through your vegetables. If you would like more salt, we just season with salt. So if you want to put a bit more salt in there, you can. If you want to put a bit more soy sauce to add to the salt, you can. It's completely up to your palate. With that, you just stir it in. What do you think? Not too bad? And so that's a very extremely healthy dinner, but it's a very extremely quick dinner as well. So, all done. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
In your life? Yes? As far as I know, none. So the lady just asked, what's the difference between white and black chia seeds? And as far as I know, there is none. I don't know, I haven't seen it. So it is more expensive, is it? I don't know if that's just the marketing gimmick then. I don't think there's much difference. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, I wouldn't worry. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame that they try and get your money for it, though. Yeah, there's no difference, though, not that I know of. Okay, so I think Susan's ready now. Your microphone's on. Yeah, and she'll be ready to demonstrate.
Okay, who likes cheese? We like cheese? Okay, I'm going to read 5 alarming facts about cheese. We all seem to love cheese, and though it's a staple food for many, cheese is actually bad for our health. Cheese is not digestible. When I do colon cleanses, I see anyone who's eaten cheese, I see it undigesting coming through. Though it is a staple food, and we're eating too much of it. According to the Physicians Committee of Responsible Medicine, Westerners or Americans eat more than 33 pounds of cheese per person per year. 3 times more than they did in 1970, and our country becomes, following America, becomes the obese from that. And it's saturated with the bad cholesterol fat. So, 5 alarming facts. The first one is that cheese is the largest source of saturated fat. And number 2, many cheeses are made using an animal stomach enzyme. They're made from calf stomach linings, and you find some cheeses labelled as vegetarians, but most cheese has got the enzyme rendered in it from an animal stomach. The traditional source of rennet is the stomach of slaughtered newly born calves. Number 3, cheese can contain pus from cows' bladder infections. That's very common. That's why cows and that are often bombarded with a lot of antibiotics. So there is a lot of problems with the milk and infections, and then you've got all the antibiotics and hormones that are pumped into the cow that are put into the milk, and then we're getting it, of course, naturally in the cheese. Cheese can cause diabetes and heart disease, and also cheesemakers spray on a mould to make the rind. So they spray this mould on to encourage growth for white rinds, and that is in our cheese. So we've have a healthy cheese here, which is very easy to make, and it's made from cashews. And it can be poured on lasagnas, it can be mixed in macaroni and noodles and rebaked again for children, or it can be made as a sauce. So here's the basic sauce here. Our ingredients, we have raw cashews. So we put, say, a cup of raw cashews in the blender, and I might just pulse that a little bit just to start it blending and make it nice and creamy. Lydia. And then we need some water just to make that creamy. I'm just going to give it one more little. Okay, we've got kind of like cashew cream now. And now we're going to add nutritional yeast. So we have nutritional yeast, gives that nice cheesy flavour. It's really nice if you even sprinkle it on popcorn. We've got a good lot of nutritional yeast, 4 tablespoons. And that's also available downstairs, savoury yeast, they call it here. And a little bit of salt. I might just put just a pinch of salt in there, a couple of pinches of salt. And a touch of turmeric. Turmeric just gives it the little yellow, a little bit more yellow. And turmeric is good anti-inflammatory. It's a good herb to have. And then some garlic powder. Okay. And some onion powder. And we've got a baked red capsicum or red pepper. Just put it in the oven and just let it bake for a little bit until, until it gets all brown and crunchy on top. And then you just let it cool down and peel the outer layer, and you've got the soft here, the red pepper. You can also cheat a little bit sometimes and buy just baked roasted red peppers, or Ivar is also a substitute. But that also gives it a cheesy flavour, and that's like baked 1 red pepper. Now I'm just going to blend that again. Blend it till it's nice and creamy. There we go, and we have nice, I guess, American looking cheese. It's that colour, and it has that really nice flavour. And that, like I'm saying, you can use it on quite a number of dishes. I make a lasagna with spinach and tofu, and then just the top layer, just pour all this over the top, put olives all over it and bake it, and it's very delicious. A blender will make it creamy. A food processor won't break it up enough. I have never tried it in a bullet. No. It might, because bullets make smoothies. So I would try it in a bullet because it has the same kind of blade, the high-powered blade. So it could do it in a bullet as well. Okay, and the next we're going to make sour cream.
Do you want to pour it out here?
Okay, I just need a scraper.
Okay. Thank you for that. That looks excellent. Now, that's the savoury yeast that we sell downstairs, so everyone can see that. And there it is. So we use it. We've actually put it on, like I think Susan mentioned, on popcorn. You make your own popcorn, you put it on there. It's like cheese. It gives it that cheesy taste. Now, maybe. Can you go on that one? I'm going to tip it, so I don't want to go too far. No. Yeah, yeah, that's that real orangey colour.
I just want to show you how this is thickening up already. So it'll get thicker and thicker as we leave it.
Okay, so you're on to the next one now? Okay, waiting for the blender, all right. Now, just what Susan mentioned with the enzyme, with her lecture there, you mentioned about older people needing more enzymes, raw foods in their diet more than the younger. And just to let you know that coming up in a few weeks, November 7 and 8, Saturday and Sunday, we have a health lecture called the Autumn Years, Health for the Aging. So it's going to be especially for the aged. We'll have a few lectures, such as leaving a legacy, determining your biological age, and also on Sunday to eat, move, and live for longevity. So it's going to really put the focus on how the aged can live their life in their later years. You know, the battle doesn't stop just because you hit your older years, does it? And you got to keep going. You got to be and live a legacy for your children or your grandchildren or whoever it is. So that's coming up. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. No worries. So Lydia will start hers. And there we go. You got some there. So you got some of the sour cream and the cheese. How's it tasting? Nice, huh? Yeah, that's why it's very important when a lot of things that we demonstrate, when you begin to eat healthy, you kind of need equipment, because instead of buying things processed, now you're processing it yourself. Yeah, so you're saving that that medium there. So this is a Vitamix. It's quite expensive. If you can get it, that's great. Probably the next best thing that actually me and my wife use, that's affordable, it's even more affordable, is the Sunbeam Cafe Series blender. That's very affordable. I think usually it's less than $200 compared to the Vitamix, which is about $1,000. But it's a high-speed blender, so it can deal with pretty much the same things as what's made here. It can cope with all of that without breaking down. So we've had it for, I think a few years. Yeah? How long? Lydia, how long would you say the creams and things last for?
I would say possibly 5 days in the fridge. It has to be refrigerated. But because there is no dairy, it doesn't go off as quick as other foods.
Okay.
But if I was to eat it like the 5th day, I'd make sure that I would eat it all. I wouldn't then put it away in a food, okay? So, but it does last a fair while in the fridge because it doesn't have dairy Yeah.
There you go. So about 5 days in the fridge. So just keep that in mind. All right.
Could
I'll
even
let you
do
go.
more, but I think 5 days is safe. Yeah. Okay. As you have received, we're going to do an 8 layers of dip. Now, you can also do a haystack, which is you can actually put the corn chips and then put the beans on top and then layer it up on that. But what we're going to do here is we're just going to layer it up so that you can use it as a dip. And that's really good for a picnic or anything like a entree or anything like that. And it's very rich because you're getting your proteins and you're getting lots of nuts, because we're going to use the cheese that we have showed you, and we're going to use the sour cream that we're going to show you still. So we're just going to layer all these items. Now, normally I would cook my beans and then saute some onion and add to it. But if you're in a hurry, what I've done here, I'm using the refried bean. Now, you don't have to use this. If you've got the time, it's best to do yourself, and it does taste good. Now, what you have received, it's got the borlotti bean in it from downstairs, okay, that we sell in our shop. And I soaked that overnight last night, and this morning I just cooked it in the pressure cooker. And then I added to it a packet of, well, not one packet because I did a bulk lot, but you add 1 packet of the taco seasoning. Now, you don't have to add the seasoning if you don't like it. If you just want to put salt, a little bit of olive oil, you can. So experiment to how you like and the flavours that you like. But I'm going to just mix it up with this taco seasoning, and it just gives it a bit of a bite, and it gives it a real Mexican side to it. So I'll just mix that up with the beans, and then I layer this. I layer this on the bottom. This will be my base for my dip, and then we'll build on it. Now, you don't have to have 8 layers. You can have 9, 10, you can have 7, 6. It doesn't matter. Whatever you feel like, whatever you've got at home. Normally they use cheese and sour cream and things like that. Well, we're going to show you the version that you can do a healthy version of it. So just mixing this up. When I cooked my beans, I did drain it so that it didn't have a lot of water in it. After I soaked the beans, I've put about 2 fingers of water above the bean line, okay, after you soak it. Now, that was a little bit too much for this because I wanted a nice firm base. So I just drained it a bit, and then I used it according to how I want. So I just layer this on the bottom of my tray. It goes a long way, actually. You can do quite a nice big size dip.
So the seasoning doesn't need to cook?
No, the seasoning, you don't have to cook the seasoning. And if you're in a hurry, you can use the free-fried beans, but if you have time, it's always better to do your own. So it's up to you. But it'll still give you plenty of protein. So I just layer that on the bottom. Now, Susan made us this lovely cheese. But before I put that on it, I'm going to add some salsa. Now, the same thing. You can make your raw salsa. You can chop up your tomatoes, onion, a bit of garlic, and make up your own raw salsa and put it on. Or you can just, if you're in a hurry, you can just buy it ready-made, which I'm going to use tonight. I will just spread that on. I'll just get another spoon. Oh, here is this one. Just lay it. You can choose whatever one you like. If you like a richer one, a hotter one, it's up to you. We use the medium. It's probably a bit hot for some of you, but when you're having Mexican, you've got to have a bite. You can't just have it mild, I think. So the salsa on top. Then I'm going to spread the cheese that Susan has made. I will use this on the next layer. And you've got all your layers together, and it's really yummy when you go on a picnic. Take it in your esky, it's really delicious. This dish is very American, and I think that's probably because of the amount of Mexican people that go into United States, but you get this a lot in America. Thank you. Okay, then I'm going to chop up some tomatoes, and while we do that, Susan can come and demonstrate our sour cream. So I'll just be here chopping up the tomatoes and getting up the avocados while she's doing that, okay? So we'll just keep adding to our layers, and that's what's going to look like at the end of it. Now, if you like it, you can have some coriander. That's really nice for those that like coriander, and those that don't, you don't have to have it. But you can put anything in it, really, to make that dip. So I'll just get Susan to take over the mic, and then she can do the sour cream while I chop up the tomatoes.
Okay, so sour cream can be used in a lot of different ways. It's really nice on baked potatoes or baked sweet potatoes, and we're putting it in this dish as well. And you don't have that heavy, dense, saturated fat that you get from normal sour cream. Of course, we need a blender again, and we need just original. We don't need, it's best not to get low fat milk, just original soy milk. And some almond meal, it just helps it to get a little bit thicker. And a pinch of salt, not too much, otherwise it's too salty. And a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder. Now I put this in, make sure the lid's on really well. Gradually add the oil. Right at the end. The oil will continue, it'll thicken up, but as soon as you add the lemon juice, it just goes lovely. And so there you have it, nice sour cream. And if you see how easy that is to make, you can whiz this up, quickly have the baked potatoes and some salad, and there you have a meal. And to make this a sweet cream with over apple crumble or something, just don't put in the garlic powder and onion powder. Put a bit of fructose sugar and vanilla and do the same thing. And you've got sweet cream, and it tastes really nice as well. Nice and light and creamy. So there we go. There's the cream over that.
I'll take your mic again.
Yes, that's right. Get attached to it, don't you?
We do. Thank you. I'm going to use that sour cream in a minute. I'm just mashing up some avocado. You can do it by hand, or you can just use your food processor to whiz it up. Now with this, because we're going to use it on our layer here, I'm not going to add, normally they put onion, tomato and everything else, but we're going to do that all separate. So I'm just going to put a little bit of salt, and if you're going to leave it sit for a while, lemon juice, just a little bit of lemon juice, and that'll stop it from going black. But today, because I'm going to use it straight away, I'll just pop some salt on it. Just a bit of salt, and that's ready to go. For this size dish, I really needed about 2 or 3 avocados, but we're going to work with what we have. And I'm just going to pop the tomatoes on there now. And it doesn't matter if it's not exactly 100%. Oops, you just, the flavour will be there when you eat it, so don't worry. And I'm just going to put the avocado. Just do blobs of it. I'll just move that so you can see what I'm doing, eh? How's that? Is that better? Okay, just put our avocado, and then I'm going to cover it with the sour cream, and then you can sprinkle whatever you like on it. Tonight I'm going to have some spring onions and some olives. But you can put gherkins or anything that you fancy. Okay. Now some people are going to be lucky to get a big lot of avocado and some are not. So, but it doesn't matter. It's the luck of the dip. And then pour our sour cream, which I'll just clean my spatula and I'll take it out. So you can see how nice and thick that sour cream's got. So it's quite nice. Okay, I'll just pour that. Did you enjoy it? Yeah? So you don't need to eat dairy, do you, to make it tasty? You can have tasteful foods with using natural products and seeds and grains and nuts and fruits and vegetables. And it's a lot healthier for you, so it's a nice alternative to having something that you're going to get a tummy ache tomorrow morning. So we just spread that as well as we can. And the colours are lovely, really lovely. When we went, we did, myself as well as Amy told you, we went on a raw diet for I think we did it for about 2 months. And we learnt so much about raw foods and it can be so tasty. It's amazing what you can actually do. So some of these recipes we've learnt while we were in that raw food diet. Okay, I'll just sprinkle a little bit of shallots or whatever you like, just for decoration. Like I said, coriander is really nice with this, for those that like it. Okay, and some olives. You might want to finish off with the tomato look, and you might want to put tomato on top. But there you go, nice and simple and easy. And we've got Lizzie coming out now, and she will go through how to make a very scrumptious quiche. Actually, I'll leave that up here. And then I'll come back and finish off our dessert. Just bear with us for a minute. Do you want to take the mic?
Okay, thanks Lydia for that. And that's just delicious there, isn't it? All those colours. It's really nice. And do you want a hand there? Now, interesting story, when I did this 10-day raw food program, another young fella was there from America doing it, and he wore glasses every day. By the end of the program, only 10 days, he stopped using his glasses. Actually bothered him. He didn't have to use his glasses anymore. Just in 10 days. We did that in Colo. It was in a church property there in Colo Heights. It's just all open, and it's just the perfect place to do a program like that. We haven't done one for a while. We should do one soon, I think. I think it would be good. Yeah. After 10 days, it was amazing. That was like a real story he got to tell for that. It was incredible. Okay, I think we're ready. So Lizzie will demonstrate her, which one is it? The
Zucchini wrapped mini vegan quiches.
They're quiches. Oh yes, there we go. Beautiful.
Okay, good evening everybody. Nice to see you here today. This is my first time demonstrating, so be patient with me please if I make a mistake. Today we're going to demonstrate zucchini wrapped mini vegan quiches. Anyone here who's gluten-free, on a gluten-free diet? No? Okay, but it's gluten-free anyway, if you've got friends or family who are on gluten-free diets. Now, the very first thing you need to do is get the zucchini that's approximately this long, and you use the mandolin slice and slice it. Now, I don't have one at home, so I use a potato peeler, and it does the job just as well. Maybe a little thinner than this, but you don't want it much thicker than that, otherwise it won't curl around your patty tins. Okay, so you put them in your patty tins, and if it's not quite big enough, you just add a little piece extra. Now, zucchinis are going to come in soon, and it'll be coming out of our ears. Make some for your family. So Lydia's going to continue that for me. In the meantime, you chop your onions, put them in your saucepan. I better read the recipe, I don't forget anything, and the garlic. Where's my garlic? So you saute that for about 5 minutes with your oil, and you add your capsicum as well. You don't need to add any salt in this section. So while that's cooking, is this on? Oh yeah, okay. I'm used to gas. While this is cooking, I'll prepare the next half of the food. Mixing bowl. Here it is. Okay. Do you want to talk about black salt? Yes. In this recipe, it has black salt. Anybody use black salt? Okay, a few have. Anybody been to Rotorua? Well, that's what it smells like. It does smell. It's rotten egg. No, an egg flavour, not rotten egg, an egg flavour. So you can get this at Indian shops. And when I was preparing the quiches earlier this afternoon, everyone in the kitchen complained. But once it's there for a little while, it's okay. The smell goes, but it gives you that nice egg flavour. For those people who still like eggs but want to go vegan, use this to start off with. Okay. And then I'll add my zucchinis in here too. While that's cooking away, I'll work on the next half. I need a food processor. So Lydia's gone and put all the zucchinis in my little cupcake tins. So I add all my next ingredients in my food processor. The milk, tofu. Now the original recipe has 500 gram block. Aldi's have them cheap. Yeah, please. Yep. Aldi has them cheap, $2.99 for a 450 gram, and it does the same. You can have a little bit more, a little bit less, it doesn't matter. It's still going to set. So I'll pop that all in here. And the turmeric's supposed to go in here as well. Gives it the nice colour of the egg. Then tahini, sesame paste. Now tahini is high in calcium. Tofu's high in protein as well as calcium, so it's very good for you. Onion powder, a pinch of cayenne pepper, that's optional. I like a little bite. Corn flour. Now you can use the wheaten one. If you're gluten-free, then you use the corn one. And last of all here is the black salt. If you want to afterwards come and have a smell, you're welcome to. Okay. And the mayo. Now, Susan, did she demonstrate the mayo? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I add the 4 tablespoons of mayo here.
Same.
Mayo sour cream. Okay, and then you just blend this up together. But these are not quite cooked, it doesn't matter because it's about 25-30 minutes in the oven. Okay, so that's done. I transfer all this, I can smell the Rotorua smell, the egg smell. As soon as you mix it with something liquid, you can smell it. You transfer it to your mixing bowl. Can you smell it? Rosetta's complaining she can smell it. Okay, so that's ready. Okay, so that's about ready. Pop that all in together. Says you're supposed to wait to cool, but it's not going to make a huge difference if you don't. Is that all right to leave? Oh, I'll leave it on there. And so you just give it a mix to combine well. Now the tahini helps, the tahini and the corn flour help to combine it, help it to set better. It's not runny like eggs, so you've got no problem of going too wrong. You can use chives in there. I prefer the spring onions, but the chives gives it a greener look if you choose to. And that now I add the spring onions, last of all. Okay, mix it all in well together, and then you just spoon it into your, I use a teaspoon as well as a normal spoon, and then you just spoon them in your zucchini cases here. If you have big zucchinis, see these are a little bit tall, you can actually cut them down to size. So it's a little bit higher. And then you just fill them and then pop them in the oven. Easy as anything, for 25 to 30 minutes till they get a bit golden. And I wouldn't freeze it because tofu doesn't freeze well. I mean, it'll freeze, but it becomes grainy when you defrost it. But it's nice to take on picnics or parties or something like that. You've got something that's easy to pick up, finger food sort of thing. And so you just keep filling them all up and then just bake it. So that's basically it. The lady's got the ready for the samples. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They've eaten it.
Oh, they've eaten it. Oh, I must be blind. Did you like it? Yeah. So it's easy, isn't it? You can see. All right, well, I'll leave it to Lydia then. I'll continue out the back. I'll leave this here.
Stay there.
I'll leave this here for you to look at.
Lizzie, you can stay there. I'll work on this side if
Okay.
you like.
Yep.
I'll just take that from you. Okay, now we're going to just do the best bit. Now this will set even more once it's in the fridge, okay? And also it takes roughly about 4 hours to get the really good setting that we need. But we can work with this. So what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to layer it with some mango. Now you can of course use whatever fruit you prefer, and it doesn't matter that it's still not quite set because it'll continue setting as later on. I'll just pop that there. So I'm going to do a layer of chia, and then a layer of mangoes. Now if you've got really beautiful glasses, you can really do a lot with this. And you can have, actually you can put mangoes and then you can put a layer of raspberries or strawberries or something else to give it the different colours. You can do a multicolour one, you can use blueberries and then you can do mango and then your strawberries. So you've got your 3 colours. So you can do a lot with the chia. I'll just get a spoon over here. And tonight we're just going to do the simple one, which is the mango. Just layering our mango. Who doesn't like mangoes? There is a couple of people that don't like mangoes. Never mind, I'm sorry for those that don't like it, but for others. And then you just continue layering a bit more chia. What I do normally, what I would do, or what I have done, is you prepare your chia pudding the night before. You leave it in there. When you get it, it's nice and firm, and then you don't have this problem about the mango disappearing. It'll just sit nicely, or what other fruits you have. So you can just add your layers, and it doesn't sink. It just sits on the top, and it's delicious. And if it does sink, it doesn't matter. It will still taste delicious. So it's so easy to do. It's something that doesn't require any cooking. It's just a matter of mixing it all up and it's all done. So it's very, very easy. It's a very easy dessert to make. So anybody, children, you can enjoy making this because it's nothing to it. You just have to mix it and just remember that it needs 4 hours to set. All right? So I hope you have enjoyed our presentation tonight, and thank you for coming again. And I hope that we'll see you again next lot of presentations that we have. But just before you go, the chia can be bought from downstairs. Now, my daughter rang me from Western Australia and she said, "Mum, can you send me a kilo of chia because over there it's $39 a kilo." I don't know what it's like here, but I do know that this is quite a good reasonable price. For 400 grams is $10. It works out $25 a kilo. So it's a big difference to when you get it at Coles. You can get these things from Coles and Woolies, but you will pay a little bit extra. So you're welcome to go downstairs and just buy your chia. But experiment with the chia, the pudding. Experiment and see what you can make. Yes? This, I'm not too sure how long you can keep it, but we constantly get it in and it goes out as soon as we get it in. Sometimes we don't even have it in stock. So, but I'm not too sure. I think it'll probably be a couple of years if you buy it on the packet. It'll give you a couple of years to use it.
Just with the cheese seed, just be mindful they can get weevils as well. So in hot weather, keep it in the fridge in summer.
Actually, it's a very good point, Dominic.
Yeah.
I keep all our nuts in the freezer at home.
Yeah.
All our nuts stay in the freezer and I just take them out as we use it And the chia and things like that can all go in the fridge. All your seeds, the sesame seeds and all that sort of thing, and it does keep it fresher. So I hope you're enjoying that pudding. But please do us a favour, try it with the lemon juice. Just add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice to this quantity and 1 teaspoon of the zest, not the actual inside of the lemon, the skin, but just the outside, just the zest. And you will notice a big difference. It's really, really flavoured. And my husband, he was a bit disappointed that we didn't do it tonight because he said, do it with the lemon. But I said, I want you to try it plain because then you know that you can build on it. Okay? So thank you for coming. And I'll hand it back to Dominic.
Okay.
This is what you could have, a real exotic dessert when you have guests next time.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, ladies. Maybe we can get everyone out and thank you all as well for coming along. We hope that you've enjoyed it. Have you enjoyed it? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So
that's fine.
keep your ear out. You got we're on the contact list. So next time we have it, you can be in contact. Just I want to ask a question, just for curiosity. A show of hands. If we were to run a raw food detox program, how many people may be interested in something like that? Okay. Just in not just in eating. All right, thank you for that. Well, probably maybe 10 days, but I don't know. I just wanted to see. Yeah, I just wanted to see. Maybe we can try and come up with something in the future. Yeah. Okay. And all our cooks, and we have not only the cooks, we have our cooks, and also we have many helpers at the back there, which everyone's help is always needed. And we have Chris there with the video there, and the sound, and Joe, and so we just thank you all for putting in the effort. And we thank you all for coming along. Now, Joe mentioned last week to say thank you so much for the donations that were made. He said that it almost covered the cost. Okay, it almost covered the cost. So if you can, there's a box there. It is a free service. So please donate generously to cover the costs. Would be. Well, I think Lydia. Did we do a better job this week? I think Joe almost had a heart attack last week, so I think we're trying to recover. Yeah. Okay. So thank you. So we've got the table there with literature, and the shop is downstairs. So yes, we will be at the shop. And before we close, since we're a church, we usually offer a prayer before we finish. So if I could just ask you to bow our heads in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for your goodness toward us, and we thank you for this time that we've had to learn about food and the different ways to cook for our health and for our strength. And I pray that you may bless each one here, that they may use these wonderful tools in their life, that their lives can be enriched. And so we thank you, we pray that you may keep us safe until we meet again. In Jesus' name, amen. And just keep in mind also for these health lectures. So if you have that in mind, do come along. It's on 7th and 8th of November. So keep that free. Thank you.